Welcome to the journey of the conscious, evolved man. Today, we're going to talk about the power of commitment, which I believe is the greatest gift that you can not only give to yourself, but you can give to the whole world. For right now, many people are seeking men that are dedicated and devoted to their presence, integrity, and awareness so that we can rise and become the greatest version of ourselves in helping so many around of us. And I truly believe commitment is one of the greatest essentials to evolving into our greatest being. For if you look at these first 6 weeks in the commitment of awareness, the commitment of responsibility, the commitment of forgiveness, the commitment of discipline, all of them are pieces in which the halfway point of commitment is really the action that allows our inner truth to speak in its greatest words. And I really feel one of the greatest powers of commitment is to transform our potential into reality. For it births the man you were always meant to be. And I feel with commitment, it becomes our essential need to bring it forth. Yet many times when we look at commitment, there can be barriers or challenges. Actually, sometimes commitment can be a burden. It can be something that we choose not to rise up to because we have many fears, we have many doubts. Growing up, I remember that I didn't want to commit to many things because there was this fear of losing freedom. There was this fear of possibly failing or not being good enough if I commit. There was even this fear that if I committed, what happens if I did something wrong and I'd be responsible for it? So it's important as we dive deeper into this principle of commitment is really to ask ourselves, what am I committed to right now? And in becoming a conscious evolved man, how can I commit greater in my journey? For I feel in becoming a conscious evolved man, one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself is your inner work. Diving into your inner shadow and really looking at the challenges, the weaknesses, or the vulnerabilities or healings that we haven't quite explored. Because the greater you commit to yourself, the greater you actually allow this inner alignment, which unites our thoughts, our emotions, and actions. Commitment generates this powerful momentum because you know where there's commitment, there's movement. It builds momentum even when motivation fades. And so I really appreciate this art of commitment because it forges a new identity. Every time you commit and follow through, you become a greater version of yourself. And I feel right now, there are so many that are seeking new leaders, individuals that are here to rise in their greater empowerment. Yes, you. Right now, there is a greater expression within yourself that wants to rise. Because really, when you look at commitment, it's an energetic agreement of yourself and your actions in this world. So what happens if you could commit today? And when I say commit, what happens if you can make a sacred agreement? Not an obligation, but a sacred agreement with yourself. A vow to align with your highest values, your highest vision, your highest purpose. Imagine what that would look like. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine you were committing beyond convenience, in which sometimes we choose what is right versus what is not easy. Because sometimes if we wait to be perfect, or we wait to be ready, then it doesn't fulfill the fullness of what commitment does, because really, commitment begins where convenience ends. And I find one of the greatest tools that we could start using in commitment, and one that I've used quite a bit, is this resiliency, especially through resistance. For I know when I'm paddling through the waves of life, I know as the waves get bigger, I must paddle stronger and faster to meet those areas. And right now, we are going through some incredible transformative times. And that's why it requires us really to commit to who we are and what we're here to do and our fullest purpose. Yet I'm aware that as we build this commitment, it requires us to commit something greater than us. Because in our human commitment, we still have to move sometimes through our old beliefs, conditions, and fears. But what would happen if you commit to a greater service? What happens if you committed to a greater being, such as God, and that actually allowed you to move through some of the hardest and most incredible challenges of life? Because the greatest commitment is really what you can give to yourself. And when you connect to something greater than yourself, you become something greater than who you were. And that's why I feel this power of commitment is really one of the most important areas we can create in our foundation. Because when we commit, we're allowing ourselves to fully show up. And when I say fully show up, not living in any split energy. Like, oh, I will do this, but maybe tomorrow. Or I will try this. That's why it takes such courage. It takes strength. It takes honesty for yourself to really recognize how to commit. And I say that because right now, there's a lot of doubt in this world. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of trying to figure things out. But when we feel the vibration of commitment, it is strong. And when it comes from integrity, then it becomes what I believe and what I see through this camera and what I see through many is moving into sacred leadership. Because when you commit, it attracts trust. It attracts greater faith because people are inspired of what you do and how you do it. So if today, and you were to ask yourself, what is one commitment you can make to live in your highest alignment? Feel that. Write that down and imagine that. Because your alignment really is the most important thing you have in your life, within your mind, your emotions, your body, and your spirit. Ask yourself today, what is one commitment you can make yourself that's not easy or convenient, but you're ready to step forward? Because when you rise in that resiliency, you're going to see common day problems start to fade away. And where can I commit with myself to be the greatest version of me with you? Because when you can commit to that, it becomes a daily devotion, a daily journey. But most important, ask yourself this: where in your life and daily practice can you connect and commit to the holy creation, divine, almighty, God presence? Because when you commit to the divine presence that created you, then you're committing to this journey of becoming a conscious evolved man. And that's why I believe commitment is such a pillar of strength to allow you to rise, to build, and to become such a force that nothing can stop you. And if you want to dive deeper into this principle of commitment, into this 12-week journey, then I invite you to commit and allow yourself to click on the link below. For in September, there will be a full self-developmental program that you can commit and allow yourself to be that great conscious man that you are meant to be. So once again, thank you all for watching and wishing you all a most beautiful, blessed day.